And welcome to Pure Adrenaline Sports, everybody. I'm John, coming at you tonight with live coverage of the Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions game. We have breaking news that Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce has been ruled out tonight. So if you have him in your fantasy teams, make sure you get him replaced before it's too late. And we'll jump into all the good stuff here tonight. We got projections coming up. Still waiting for a couple members of the team to hop in here. But let's get into it. Once again, Travis Kelce ruled out tonight. So some feedback here. Let's close this down. All right. One of our members is here. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Welcome in Cam. Cam, our resident Dallas Cowboy fan, made our fantasy playoffs last year, Cam. Welcome to the 2023 NFL season. How excited are you not only for tonight's game, but for the Dallas Cowboys season and the fantasy season, your second year playing fantasy football?
I've been absolutely dying for this to happen. It's been far too long since we've had football. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to grind. I'm literally almost doubling the amount of leagues that I'm in from last year. It's time to get to work. I'm ready.
Yes, sir. I don't know if you saw, but Kelce has been officially ruled out tonight. So hopefully – if you do have him in any of your leagues, you were able to replace him here before we get underway. But
I play him this week in our league.
Oh, you do?
Yep. Monty had him. I think that's who it is.
So we'll get into tonight's action as well a little bit later on. But I wanted to go through the week one schedule here. Let's see here. I have it here somewhere. Oops, didn't want to do that. All right, first game tonight, like we said, the Lions and the Chiefs. I've been doing so much baseball. Every time I say Detroit, I want to say Tigers. But definitely the Lions and Chiefs tonight. With Kelce being out now, I think that's going to hurt Mahomes' fantasy value week one. I did have him projected as the number one quarterback going in, but that was with Kelce. Now, he'll still be top five, but I had him projected at 306 yards, two touchdowns, anywhere between 2 and 3 touchdowns and an interception. I think those numbers come down a little bit tonight. Your thoughts on Mahomes with Kelce being out?
I think he'll be fine. Yeah, it is a slight it's a big loss for him. I still think he's going to throw at least 300. I still think I could see a 300 3-touchdown game out of him still. Got you.
So Kason is here. Kason, what's up? I know Kason's big friends with Thomas Fitzpatrick, so thanks for stopping by our channel tonight. Thomas will be joining us sometime tonight. So let's keep going here.
Eating his Alfredo.
Yeah, eating his Alfredo. Hey, Linda Stark is here. Linda, how are you? Hey, PS, just popped on to hit that like button. Have a good stream. Linda, thank you so much for popping on. Thanks for hitting that like button. I'll stop in over at Rising Rhino's stream later when he starts up as well, just to give him a thumbs up for his stream as well. But then, Cam, any of these games you want to talk about, just hop in, let me know. But Carolina definitely rebuilding this year, going up against Atlanta. I don't expect either of these teams to make the playoffs. Any thoughts on either of these two teams?
I definitely don't expect like the Panthers to make the playoffs, but I feel like a sneaky team that can maybe sneak. I have either the Saints or the Falcons winning the division. I have the Saints winning it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons did it either. That'd be my two picks for.
Hey, there's Thomas Fitzpatrick, who'll be joining us later. Thomas, you can hop in whenever you want. So let's see here. Let's go to the next one. Another rebuilding team, Houston. I don't expect much from them this year. And opening up against Baltimore, I expect Baltimore at home. Looks like they're fully healthy, so I expect a big blowout here for Baltimore.
I agree.
We got Drew D stopping in. Says Keenan Allen, Godwin, Aaron Jones, or Stevenson. Pick one 4-man league.
4-man league, jeez.
Is it PPR, Drew? And are there any bonuses? Do you get bonuses for over 100 yards? Do you get bonuses for over a 50-yard play? Stuff like that. Let us know in the chat, but then we'll answer it. But Cam, any other thoughts? I know there's some big question marks for Baltimore, and I do like what Houston is doing, but it's year one of that rebuild.
They're not ready yet. Yeah, I like what they're doing, but they need a little bit more time, another year or two.
And Drew says it is PPR. So Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Aaron Jones, or Stevenson in a PPR league. Well,
for me personally, I like either Aaron Jones or Chris Godwin here.
Okay.
I like Godwin because Baker and Godwin had such a really good connection in the preseason, and Godwin he gets a fair amount of catches, and I feel like he's going to get volume right there because it's really just him and Mike Evans. And then you got Aaron Jones, who I believe they're playing Chicago week 1, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Aaron Jones they're playing Chicago, right?
They're playing Chicago, yep.
Okay. I just like Aaron Jones this year, like overall. I think he should be like a starting running back every week, regardless of matchup. Even like, I know that he has AJ Dillon. Is probably going to get some goal line stuff, but I mean, it's Aaron Jones. I have faith in him, so I would go with either Aaron Jones or Godwin.
I'm looking to see where I have Allen projected here. I can't see him on my list. Oh, there he is, Keenan Allen. I have him projected at 15.8 points going up against the Miami Dolphins defense. Now, that secondary is banged up for the Dolphins coming into the year.
It sure is.
Chris Godwin. Where do I have Godwin? He was on the list here. I have him at 13.5 points, but going up against that Minnesota defense, Minnesota had to cut a lot of players this year. Last year they gave up the second most fantasy points to wide receivers, and their defense got worse this year. So
yeah,
definitely go with. I agree with you there with the Godwin take, but let me look at the two running backs real quick, Jones and Stevenson.
I do not like Stevenson at all this week. They're playing the Eagles.
They're playing the Eagles, right?
No, I do not like Steven.
Eagles do not give up a lot. Well, this is going off of last year's stats. They did not give up a ton of fantasy points last year. Where Chicago did add a lot of pieces on that defense in the offseason, but they were second last year. And Green Bay is going to try to run the ball.
I like what they did, but I think it's going to take maybe a few games to like get it settled and stuff. I think it's going to take a little bit before they figure things out.
Gotcha. But Drew, thank you so much for the question. Thomas says he'll probably hop in a little bit. Yep, he's got to finish up that Alfredo. Cameron stopping by. Cameron joined us for the Mets game the other night. Just stopped by. He's going on JJ's stream. Play-by-play with JJ covers the Phillies. So that's good. But anybody else, if you have any questions, lineup questions, or just any other comments about the season, just put them there in the chat and we'll get to them. Big game on Sunday. This is really one of the big games to me. Cincinnati going into Cleveland. No matter how bad either of these two teams could be, this always turns out to be a tight game, and usually high scoring as well.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree. I mean, both their defenses aren't elite, so I totally agree with that. And then if the Browns can do better than what we did last year, maybe Deshaun Watson step up a little bit, I can see it high scoring easily because the Bengals are going to score. So I think it's going to be a good game.
Let's keep going through the week 1 schedule here. Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Because of reasons, I'll get to your comment here in a second. But yeah, Jacksonville. I expect Jacksonville to win the South. Indianapolis, another team going with Richardson at quarterback. A little bit of a rebuilding process going on there. Not sure what's up with the Jonathan Taylor situation. But yeah, Cam, thoughts on Jacksonville and any thoughts on Indianapolis as well, as I welcome in Thomas, the third member of our team. Thomas, what's up, buddy?
Everything's going fine so far.
Good.
No,
Cam, go ahead.
I have Jackson winning the division. They've only gotten better. The only question mark I will have for them is maybe their defense. But I think their defense is going to be playing solid enough throughout the season, and their offense is going to be just fine. So there's no reason why they should lose this game.
Yeah. Because of reasons hopping in saying, hey guys, half PPR, gotta sit one. Diggs versus the Jets, Ridley versus the Colts, Lockett versus the Rams, or Dotson versus the Cardinals. Appreciate y'all. Oh man. Gotta sit one.
I'm sitting personally out of all that. I'm sitting either Dotson or Lockett. Dotson because you don't know how the quarterback play is going to happen. Yes, they are playing probably one of the worst teams. I understand. But there's also Terry McLaurin as well, and then Curtis Samuel. But the big question mark easily is because of quarterback for me. So I would probably say Dotson out of the three. Out of the four.
Thomas, any thoughts on because of reasons fantasy question there? I'm looking up to see where I have everybody projected.
I mean, who's throwing Dotson the football though?
Right, exactly. And when I went through the names, when I was reading it off, the first name that popped out to me was Dotson. You got to sit Dotson.
I mean, Tyler Lockett, he has Geno Smith throwing the ball, so I mean, I think he's going to do fine. Ridley has Trevor Lawrence, so Lawrence is progressing, and Stephon Diggs has Josh Allen, so
right,
all good names except for Dotson, so probably sit Dotson.
Yeah, and if Washington does play well, they'll get out to a big lead, and they'll probably try to run the ball a little bit more against Arizona.
Which I could totally see happening for sure.
It's Zuri says, hey there, guys. D-Hop flex or Pacheco? I'm kind of beside myself. Oh, well, he's got Pacheco going tonight if he plays him. Let's see where I have Pacheco. But guys, on the surface, what do you guys think?
I like D-Hop. Here. I think he's probably going to be the main guy in Tennessee. It's going to be him or Treylon, which I don't know what to think about Treylon yet. I'm very unsure, but they're playing the Saints week 1, I believe.
They are playing the Saints week 1. Now, going off of last year's stats, the Saints were tough against the pass. 21st fewest points. Yeah. Lowest amount of points.
But they're going to have to throw the ball because they're going to be behind because the Saints are going to be smacking them.
Yeah, this is true.
And I think D-Hop's going to thrive there regardless. And Pacheco, I think the Lions defense is going to be a little underrated this year. So I don't know if he's going to have a great night tonight.
And without Kelsey tonight either. That could hurt. That could hurt Pacheco a little bit as well.
Yes, exactly.
The defense could zone in on him a little bit more. Now, by my projections, I have Pacheco at 12 points this week, and I have D-Hop at 13 points. So, even by my projections, going with Cam's take there with D-Hop. And who's the quarterback in Tennessee? Is
Tannehill.
Tannehill was named the starter.
I'm pretty sure Levis is like the third string.
Yeah. Kayson's back. What's up, Kayson? But yeah, guys, keep posting your comments. We'll get to them as we're going through the schedule here.
How was your Alfredo, Thomas?
I didn't have any. There was none left over. There
wasn't any left over. The next game on the list is Tampa Bay and Minnesota. Guys, I know there's a lot of question marks with Tampa Bay with the quarterback situation and Baker Mayfield, but this game here would not surprise me if Tampa Bay went into Minnesota and won that game.
Not at all.
Not surprising.
I can totally see it.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. I would say over under, maybe even around 50, 55.
Wow. So a nice take there. Ryan N has a comment coming in. Ryan, as soon as I get that on my side, I'll put that on the screen. Ryan N says McKinnon, Deion Jackson, Lazard, Flowers, Van Jefferson. Pick one in a PPR.
All right, this is an easy one. Well, it is between two for me, I would say. Easy two guys for me, either McKinnon.
Definitely McKinnon's one of the two, right?
McKinnon's definitely a good. I feel like a good start because it's Mahomes, and also Kelsey's gone, so maybe a little bit more receiving for McKinnon tonight, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think Flowers is a good pick because if I'm not mistaken, I saw earlier that OBJ was questionable to play.
Oh, okay.
I just saw something earlier before our stream, and plus, I really think Zay Flowers is going to flourish in that offense.
Well, and for my 2023 team projections, I do have Zay Flowers leading the Ravens in receptions and yards. So
I don't like Deion Jackson because I don't think he's a really good I don't think he's a good running back, and he's not really going to get a lot of catches. I feel like because Anthony Richardson's a mobile quarterback, and then Lazard. I mean, if you had to, maybe. I wouldn't hate it.
If you had to, right. That's how Lazard has been, even in Green Bay. If you needed a guy, you threw Lazard into your lineup.
Exactly. And then Van Jefferson, no. Even though I know Cup's not playing.
I know Cup's not playing, right. But
the Rams are kind of a dumpster fire in my opinion, so I'm not going that way. I'd say McKinnon or Flowers.
Yeah. All right. So Ryan N., thank you so much for the question. So, guys, I did put up a poll in the chat. I don't know if you guys saw it. We have 7 votes so far. I said, grade your fantasy football draft. A, you think your team's championship material. B, you're definitely playoff bound. C, you're going to need some help to get into those playoffs. Or F, you need to stop playing fantasy football.
You probably voted for the last one for your last team.
But the team in this league?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm championship material.
Yeah, right. No.
Is Thomas live? No, just on our channel, Kason. Is he live? I don't know. Thomas, are you live?
No, I'm not on your. No, I'm not on my channel.
But let's keep going through the schedule here. Tennessee Titans and the Saints. Tennessee is one of those teams really do not know how to judge them. Last year they were 8-3. And then completely fell apart at the end of the year. But then the Saints, I expect the Saints to win the NFC South there. So I really like their defense. Now it's going to depend on how the offense looks with Carr being under the center now. But in fantasy, I'm starting Carr this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I don't hate that. Start. Titans, the pass defense is not that good.
No,
they're pretty bad. They're very bottom tier pass defense. So.
Yep. Let's see where I had them. Carr. Yet last year. Now this is again going off of last year's stats. Tennessee gave up the 4th most points to fantasy quarterback. So. And with Kamara being out, now I know they have Williams, but now he can break one, but he's more of a goal line back in my eyes. So
right.
So they're gonna be throwing it.
Kason says, I'm going to redo my 32 team prediction videos. I'm post the Seahawks as my first one in about 40 minutes. So guys, make sure you're checking out Kason's channel there. This is a great game. Here, San Francisco. Nick Bosa just got paid all kinds of money. Kenny Pickett getting ready to start his second year. I expect Pittsburgh to win at home. Remember early on last year, San Francisco went on the road. Now, it was a bad weather game in Chicago, but they lost on the road early on in the year to a team like Chicago. So I expect Pittsburgh. I don't think Pittsburgh will be in the mix for that division in the AFC North, but I believe they will be in the mix for a wild card spot. Any thoughts on this matchup, guys?
I have the Steelers winning this game. I think Pickett's taking the lead. I don't like Najee. I don't know about Najee, but I think Pickett's taking the lead. He's going to elevate some guys. He's definitely going to elevate Pickens. Deontay Johnson's actually going to get a touchdown this year. I have a feeling. I bet money on it this time. So I have them winning, and they have a really solid defense.
All right, let's come back over. We're getting some more comments coming in. Sky Moore. Does anyone like Sky Moore?
I like Sky Moore.
Actually, here we go. Never mind. Here we go. Sky Moore, Michael Thomas, or Hollywood Brown.
definitely not Hollywood.
Yeah,
No, definitely not Hollywood. Not with the Thomas.
What?
No, Michael Thomas. I'm thinking just
Oh.
because he didn't play at all last year, did he?
Yeah, he did play a little bit.
Oh, he did?
hmm I think I like Sky more personally because I think he's going to have a bigger role, especially tonight. I think he's going to have a bigger role in this offense this year. So I would choose Sky more. Michael Thomas, I just want to wait and see on Michael. You got to wait. And then Hollywood, I mean, he's the number one guy in Arizona, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't.
So, but yeah, hey, Rising Rhino is here. What's up, Rising Rhino? What's up, buddy? Rising Rhino in the house. He's getting ready to live stream tonight as well. Rhino, if you want to jump in with us here, just hop on the StreamYard side and hop in. It'll say live for the video. But Kason says Tom, it keeps moving here. Do you want me to be your editor?
I know what that's from, Kason. No thanks. I'm actually getting better at that since I'm taking an editing class in my school, so I'm good. But thank you for the offer.
Rising Rhino wants to know what's good. Just getting excited for the NFL season, the fantasy season. They're both kind of yeah. Thanks. Yep. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Keep posting any questions in the chat. The next fantasy football live stream will be Sunday at noon Eastern time, where I'll be posting, talking about tonight's game, but then also going through any injuries and updated projections for Sunday. Rhino says he's just getting home and he's got to get ready for his stream. So let's keep going through the schedule, guys. He keeps saying he needs wide receivers. I don't understand that.
It's got to be a joke, right?
It's got to be.
I mean, if he wants to give one away, I'll take one.
Arizona heads into the nation's capital to face the Commanders. We don't know really much about these two teams. Washington's got a good defense, so based off of that and their running game, I expect them to win this game. And Kyler Murray's out.
Does anybody know how long Murray's going to be out for this year?
At least the first 4, but
that's what I heard too.
I've been hearing things that he also might not even play at all because they're literally probably going to tank.
Okay. Oh, he says he is just messing.
I did see that Josh Dobbs is starting though. He is starting.
Yes, I did see that.
I saw that too.
I did. Kason says he's going to do the Patriots as his next prediction. So a couple more questions coming in here, guys. Let's look. Rate my 12-man. Fields, Najee, Henry, Devontae, Ridley, Schultz, and London. Fields, I like Fields. Definitely going to get a ton of points with Fields. Najee, I like Najee. Henry to me is a question mark this year. Definitely Adams, Ridley, Schultz. Is there maybe trade one of those receivers to see if you can get a upgrade at tight end? Schultz, because I don't know how Schultz is going to be down in that Houston offense.
I'd probably give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
6 or 7 out of 10?
I think I would say 6.
Oh, yeah, definitely with Fields, Najee, and Devontae Adams, and Ridley. I love Ridley being in Jacksonville.
I do too. The question marks for me are definitely like Najee and Schultz.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my 2. 6 or 7.
Cole is here saying McKinnon, Javonte, or Sutton for flex.
I would say Javonte. So like, I want to say it, but I just want to wait a game or two to see how he does.
The problem is McKinnon. You got to decide on McKinnon tonight.
Yeah. And then is Jerry Jeudy supposed to play week 1 or not?
I think he's questionable.
I think you're right. That's the last thing I saw as well.
Because I saw he was supposed to miss many games, and then I heard he could play week 1. So I don't know. But definitely, I would not start Javonte week 1, though.
Okay. And Denver's playing who? Oh, they're playing the Raiders. Oh.
Not a good.
So do you go? So do you go Sutton or do you go McKinnon tonight? And McKinnon, are you using McKinnon for flex? He is using for flex.
Yeah.
So actually, if that's the case, I'm going Sutton.
Yeah, I'm thinking Sutton probably.
Just because I think Denver's going to want to have a big offensive day and prove that Russell Wilson still has it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to put Sutton up there. And a guy I would keep my eyes on is Mims for Denver.
I agree. I very much agree.
But Cole, thank you for the question. Kason says Murray is trash, the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Yeah, he's too busy playing Call of Duty anyway. Deontay Johnson or Sky Moore non-PPR?
Oh,
Non-PPR. If it's PPR, I don't know about you guys. I'm going Deontay in PPR, but non-PPR, I don't know because Sky Moore. Oh man,
that's a good one.
that is a good one. And the biggest question is how much. Who's going to get the bulk of the catches now that Kelsey's out?
Yeah, the thing I have
Right.
no idea.
Probably Kadarius Toney.
Tony might.
Tony, yeah.
Sky Moore could as well.
Yep. McKinnon out of the
McKinnon could get
backfield.
some.
Pacheco. They still have Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I really don't think they should even use him, honestly. I don't see the point. They should just get rid of him.
So probably go Deontay Johnson then, huh? Going up against San Francisco, though?
Yeah, that's the thing with Deontay.
Maybe Sky Moore for today.
I would give Sky Moore a try. I would start Sky Moore over the two matchup wise.
Let me see where I have these two guys. I don't know if it updated just because the news broke so late of Kelsey. I didn't get a chance to update my projections for the week. Sky Moore at 10.7. And who was it? Johnson?
Yeah.
I got to get back. We got more questions hopping in here. I got to get back to the. Ooh, Deontay Johnson against San Francisco. I have at 13 points, but that's in PPR. So if I go non-PPR, I actually still have Sky Moore at 9.5 points, with Deontay Johnson dropping down to 7 points.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like Sky Moore.
Yep.
For sure in that.
Dominic is here saying start Ayuk or McKinnon this week. Ooh, I have Ayuk at 12.5 points.
I would start Ayuk.
Ayuk and McKinnon. Yeah, let's see here. McKinnon. I have it 10 points. And Detroit's got a really good defense, too. So
I got Ayuk for sure.
I'm not making a prediction yet on a score tonight, but I would not be surprised if Detroit won tonight.
I agree completely.
Ravens defense or Commanders defense?
I trust Ravens defense more this week.
Well, I just looked. I have them projected at 1-2. 1-2 for the week. I have Washington Commanders at 11 points and the Ravens at 10 points this week.
So you really can't go wrong with either one of them.
No.
But personally, for me, I choose I would have the Ravens defense starting.
Yeah, I mean they're going up against quarterbacks that are favorable matchups for either defense. So
either one,
yeah,
I think would be a fine start.
I think the Ravens have more potential on defensive touchdowns than Washington does. Washington might have more sacks and stuff like that, maybe some fumbles, but I think Baltimore has the bigger special teams upside as well as defensive scoring upside.
You're probably right about that.
We got another question here. Najee, Mike Williams, Dobbins need 2 full PPR.
Mike Williams, Dobbins.
Yep.
End of story.
Yep. Agreed.
There you go. Because Ravens are going to be ahead, and they're going to start running the ball. Dobbins. And then I just like Mike Williams as a good start this week because he's playing a pretty bad defense and a high-powered offense.
Right, where Pittsburgh's going up against San Francisco. Pricing Rhino.
Give it to me. I
No,
want him.
I know. Hold on to that. Hold on to that.
I'm vetoing that trade right now. I'm telling you that right now.
No. I'll give him whatever.
Don't give it to him, Rhino.
Got another question coming in here from Andrew saying, Laporta or Pat Fryermuth in a PPR?
That's a good one. I like Fryermuth.
I have Fryermuth at 8.5 points this week. 4 catches for just about 40 yards. And Laporta. Going up against Kansas City.
I'd go with Fryermuth.
Yeah.
Him and Pickett already have a pretty good connection together, and obviously Sam Laporta's a rookie, so we really don't know how he's going to fit in this offense. Right? So
yeah,
I would trust Fryermuth first week.
Even though they're going up against San Francisco?
Yes, I would. Because they still have Deontay Johnson and Pickens that are going to be out there. So Fryermuth's definitely going to get some volume for sure.
Nice. All right, let's keep looking here. We have 16 votes in the poll now, guys. 50% of the people watching say they have a championship caliber team.
Were you one of them?
No, I'm not allowed to vote. I'm not allowed to vote in the poll.
I totally voted for that.
I created the poll. Thomas, you did not create a championship material team.
You got to be optimistic, man.
Not with Mac Jones and 2 defenses.
Mac Jones at I don't even think I drafted 2 defenses.
You did.
I did?
You did.
Yeah, New England
and 3 tight ends. You drafted 3 tight ends as well.
Well.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Hey, in my other league, good thing I drafted 2 tight ends because Travis Kelce got hurt in my league.
Yep.
Who's your other?
Cole Kmet.
Oh, I like Kmet.
I like that a lot, yeah.
Green Bay going into Chicago. Jordan Love is officially the quarterback now, moving forward. Going up against Fields. I do like what the Bears did in the offseason, but I don't expect either of these 2 teams to win that division. But these 2 teams, this is a great matchup. Just in name alone, but guys, any thoughts on Green Bay and the Love era starting, going up against Fields?
I could see him winning like 8 or 9 games. Honestly.
Who? Chicago?
No. Well, honestly, I can see both teams.
Honestly, yeah, I don't expect either one of them to be bad, like 4-13 or 5, like not that bad. But
I can see him going like 8 and 9. Both. Yeah. Of them. That seems like a fair for both of them. Because I think Jordan Love's not as bad as people say he is, and then I think Fields is going to elevate himself a little bit better this year, and because he has the offense to do it, and they got a lot of defensive pieces. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, then another game here. The Raiders go into Denver. The Sean Payton era begins in Denver. We'll see if he can fix Russell Wilson. The Raiders, I think the Raiders are a bad team, guys. I think they're badly coached. I think their front office is horrendous. I think Devontae Adams is going to want to out before the trade deadline. And we'll see how Jimmy G does under center there. But guys, any thoughts on Russell Wilson in under Sean Payton?
I got full faith in Sean Payton. I believe he's going to turn good old Russell around. He's going to get him off his crap, whatever he was on last year with a dangerous nonsense. Let's ride.
Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Then, go ahead, Thomas.
I think Sean Payton will work well with Russell Wilson. I mean, they got the weapons. They got some good offensive players. They got a good defense, but I just don't see the Broncos winning the division as long as the Chiefs are still around in that division. So Sean Payton's probably going to improve Dangerous or whatever you want to call him.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Hope he has more touchdowns than bathrooms in his house this season.
Oh, boy.
But the next game, this is the game to me that's going to be the highest scoring game of the weekend. Miami against the Chargers. Miami is a little banged up on the defensive side of the ball, and we know what that Chargers offense can do with my guy Justin Herbert at quarterback. But guys, any thoughts on Miami? And I still want to say San Diego, but it's LA Chargers.
Yeah, it's gonna be very high scoring. Like I said, like we said many times before, if Tua stays healthy, they're gonna be launching some yards and touchdowns.
If Tua stays healthy, Miami finishes second behind Buffalo in that division.
So you're saying Jets will be third? If
Jets will be third.
Wow.
I think with Tua, Miami's a better team than the Jets. With Tua, you take Tua out, they are nowhere near the same team.
Okay.
And they proved that last year, just in the two matchups against each other. The game without Tua, the Jets blew them out with like 40-6 or something. The second game, Tua and company win that game. So,
but who started that game for the Jets?
That's White. True. Who?
Mike White.
Oh, Mike White. Yeah, Mike White is now a Miami Dolphin. Rainer's here saying, "Let's go Patriots. Miami sucks."
Good, my man.
Miami does suck.
Didn't these two teams played against each other last year? Wait, is it in Miami or is it in LA?
It's in LA.
I think I might see a same repeat as last year. Chargers getting the win.
But hey, you know how those LA Charger fans are, basically non-existent.
Yeah, they're never there.
So maybe not home field advantage.
All right, here's the beginning of the end for the Patriots regime. Right here, they're going to get absolutely spanked by the Eagles week 1.
I hate to say this as a Cowboys fan, but I need Jalen Hurts to go off. And A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Anybody else?
Oh, my goodness, Cam.
But, Thomas, your thoughts of week 1, the Eagles going into Foxborough?
Well, Tom Brady's going to be in the stands, so we're going to win automatically. But non-biased opinion, I do have to say the Eagles are the better team. They're the better offense. New England's defense probably is going to hold them, like, not as – it won't be a big blowout like 40 points, but it's probably going to be like 20 points. Phillies win. Something along those lines.
Rainer says, Patriots blow out the Eagles. The GOAT is in the house. His energy gives us the win. Well, I'm not saying that the Patriots can't win this game. They're not going to blow out the Eagles. But if they can keep it close, they can win a late game. Who's their kicker now? I know they traded Fultz.
It's our rookie. I can't remember his name right at the moment. We just drafted him, I believe, this year.
In the second round?
I think it's like the 6th or 5th round.
The second round.
Don't pull a Buccaneers, guys. Learn your lesson.
Then the Rams and the Seahawks. Cooper Kupp. I believe Cooper Kupp's out week 1,
He's
right?
out.
He's out.
Yeah. So the Seahawks will definitely win this game at home. And we'll see if Geno Smith is really what he, showed us last year, or. But I like that team they are building up there in Seattle, just on both sides of the ball. Not with the defensive lineup they put together, but some of the young guys they have on offense. Kenneth Walker, big fan of Kenneth Walker, Lockett, and all those guys up there. So,
I think Geno Smith. I don't think Geno's a good quarterback. I just think he's in a good fit. It's kind of like a San Francisco kind of thing, because Geno's been mid to below mid his entire career, and then he goes to Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is a great coach. I think Pete Carroll's the one that elevates Geno. So I don't think it's Geno. I think it's definitely Pete that's running everything over there. So if Geno was somewhere else, no, I can't see the same success.
So then the Sunday night game for week 1. Kim, we got your Dallas Cowboys coming into the Meadowlands to face the New York Football Giants. Giants surprised a lot of people last year, made the playoffs, and they won a game, right? Didn't they beat Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
They did. They did beat Minnesota.
But man, I don't know. Is Dallas healthy coming into this game?
I saw where both our left tackle and guard potentially could be out, but I think we have like guys starting that I wouldn't feel too upset about it.
Rainer says Cowboys lose and Skip Bayless cries on Monday.
I hope
No,
y'all know we don't
but-
claim Skip Bayless. Like we don't claim him. He's
But
just
the-
his own little thing over there.
But then we'll definitely get the Stephen A. Smith video laughing.
Oh,
So,
I always hated watching those.
so I actually, just on paper, I don't think the Giants were as good, even though they made the playoffs last year and won a game. I think they do come back down to earth a little bit this year. I expect Dallas to win Week 1, even though it is in the Meadowlands.
We need that black cat to go across the field again, like it did years ago.
Yeah, yep. And then the Monday night game, we got the Buffalo Bills heading into the Meadowlands on September 11th to face the New York Jets. This is a tough one for me. Do you know why?
Because you're biased.
No, I'm not biased.
He wants to say the Jets win on live stream
No,
because he's in his full Jets uniform.
I am married to a Buffalo Bills fan.
Oh.
Oh, yikes.
Where she grew up in Western New York was only about 15, 20 minutes away from the stadium, so it's acceptable that she's a Buffalo Bills fan. They lost 4 straight Super Bowls when she was a kid, so.
Ooh.
Oh.
So is it acceptable now?
It is acceptable. If I would have known, I would have thought about it a little bit harder if I knew Buffalo would be this good 25 years in the marriage. You know what I mean? So if you see a knife coming at me from this direction, try to give me a little bit warning before. She's here in the room. She did hear everything I said.
Jeez.
I already saw Stephen A. and Shannon troll Skip on ESPN. Oh, yeah. Oh, did you see? Now, the thing with Shannon, was he calling... Did you see he was calling Stephen A. Skip?
Skip. I kept seeing that. I was like, oh, gosh.
I didn't know if he was... I don't know if he was doing it on purpose, but then the next day, Stephen A. had a name tag on. It said Stephen A.
I did see that.
Bills win and Karen Rodgers will cry. Just like he'd be a Patriots fan at the end of the year when Belichick leaves.
Belichick will coach till he's in a wheelchair.
No, not for your team. And hey, bro, hope you're doing okay. Full PPR. Higbee, Gray, Johnson. Thanks.
I like Higbee here. I think Kupp's takes so much volume that he's not playing. So you got to spread out the volume. Who else are you going to throw it to? They got Van Jefferson, maybe Tutu Atwell, and you got Higbee, who's been there for a little while.
Right. Yep.
And with Gray, you don't know because he's the backup here, and I wouldn't trust to start Gray. And Juwan Johnson's not a bad start either.
Yeah.
Playing against the Titans, but I would say Higbee first out of the 3.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
Noah Gray. I don't know much about Noah Gray. Even with the injury, I still only have Gray projected at 6 points tonight. Jordan says thanks. Jordan, thank you. But yeah, that'll be week 1. Next week, I'll do a little. Depending on how busy the chat is again, I'll have updated scores. We could talk about some of the games, some of the key plays. Which ones of us dominated week 1 in fantasy as well. Would you guys start Mixon or Pacheco?
Who the Bengals playing? Oh, the Browns?
Cleveland Browns.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I would probably go with Mixon probably because he might not get like a whole lot of yards, but they might be like there in the end zone, like 1 or 2 yards, and he might just rush it in because they lost Samaje.
Right. I do have Mixon projected at 15 points this week. 65 yards rushing, 3 catches out of the backfield for 20 yards. And who was it? Pacheco.
You had him like at 12, right?
Yeah, Pacheco I have at 12.
Yeah, I would definitely say mix.
And with the tougher matchup, Pacheco definitely has, even though Kelsey's out, and I expect a little bit more work for Pacheco, I don't expect him to have a good fantasy night. Either way. But guys, while we're still waiting for some questions to come in, we still got about 15 minutes. We'll wrap it up at the hour mark if we're not busy, and then we'll hop back in to another stream to cover the actual game. Actually, let me send a text in the group chat here. But let's look at positions. That's running backs, but let's start with quarterbacks. I have Mahomes at number 1 this week, Lamar Jackson 2, Hurts 3, Allen 4, and Herbert, the top 5 quarterbacks. Out of those 5, who will not finish in the top 5?
You had Mahomes.
Hold on, let me put it on screen. Sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. I would say honestly, I think the guy that doesn't make top 5 this week is Josh Allen.
Josh Allen doesn't finish top 5. Okay.
He's playing a really tough Jets defense, and I know Hurts is also playing a good defense, but I like him. I like his matchup a little bit better. I think the Jets defense is better, in my opinion. And then Lamar is going to run around everywhere in Houston. Mahomes is Mahomes, and then Herbert's going to throw for 700 yards.
Pretty much agree.
Ron Jeremy says, "How about them Cowboys?"
Oh, dear Lord, what is that picture?
What is that, Jared?
I'm not putting that back up there.
I know who Ron Jeremy
Yeah,
is.
so do I. That's why I'm not putting it back up there. But then 6 through 10, I have Burrow, Lawrence, Geno Smith, Justin Fields, and Deshaun Watson. Which one of those from 6 through 10 is most likely to go up besides Burrow being right there? So Lawrence, Smith, Fields, and Watson. Who's most likely to jump into the top 5? You got Lawrence going up against Indianapolis, Geno going up against the Rams, Fields against the Packers, and Watson going up against the Bengals.
I say Trevor Lawrence jumps.
I was going to say either Lawrence or Fields. Because Fields has, I feel like I said, he has like such a good receiving core now. He's going to be able to throw it. And he's still going to get his rushing upside stuff. Because I think he has a way better rushing upside than Lawrence. Lawrence is he can run around and stuff, but Fields is definitely more of that guy. I'm going to say Fields could be that top 5.
Malachi just subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. Welcome in. We will be live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time, going through the games, going through the projections. Here we go. Cade Smith stopping by, saying, "Should I trade Bijan for Garrett Wilson and Pierce?"
I think you should wait. I don't think you should do anything yet. Like, I know that could help you or hurt you.
Yeah, because you could risk injury from any of those 3 guys.
Yeah, but I love the Garrett Wilson for sure. Damian Pierce, I don't really like him in Houston. Now that he has Devin Singletary, so he's going to have a little bit of volume share. But Bijan could be he could be the number 1 this year. You don't know that.
Yeah, and I mean trading Bijan. What's your other receivers looking like now? You're getting Pierce back in that deal, so there is drop off there, but what does the rest of your running backs and wide receivers look like? How much? Now Garrett Wilson definitely a 2nd round fantasy pick, but what does that do? Because you're getting 2 players here, so you're going to have to drop somebody else.
Yeah.
In that situation, so.
For something like that, yeah, I would just wait. I want to see how the guys do. I'm not worried about Garrett Wilson. I'm worried more about what Bijan and Pierce are going to do first.
I would wait just a little bit, maybe mid-season. And then if Bijan's not if he's still number 3 and Pierce is doing well, then do that trade. But Probably just wait.
Okay, it says in a 10-man, my wide receiver 1 is Ridley, and you have Saquon. Went running back heavy. Now Saquon, I did have Saquon projected in the top 5 for the season, and I do have him projected 6 here, week 1.
Yeah, Ridley's not a bad one. I think he's more of a solid 2, I would say, this season. So you're definitely going to need a receiver. Garrett could easily be that 1.
Right. And you have Saquon, but and you're getting Pierce back in that deal, but I don't know. Right now, I have Bijan. Even in just week 1, I have Bijan ahead of Barkley as well. So definitely ahead of Pierce. Pierce I have down towards the bottom against Baltimore, and Baltimore does not give up many fantasy points to running backs. So I would definitely, like Cam said at the start, I would definitely hold off until at least after week 1. But then the person that's willing to make that trade might not be willing to do that either then. So,
Yeah.
but top 5 running backs heading into week 1. Eckler I have at 1, McCaffrey 2, Tony Pollard 3rd, Bijan 4th, and Saquon 5th. Guys, in week 1, even though there's some tough matchup there, which one of these guys will definitely not finish in the top 5?
I would say this is unbiased. I think Saquon Barkley out of the 5. I would say.
I agree. Even though they are going up against Cowboys, that's what you're saying there, just because they're playing your team. But yeah, I agree.
We don't have the best rushing defense, but I think it's better than it was last year. So I think we can lock them down a little bit better, especially since we've played them so many times. I think we can lock them down here.
Well, you were 3rd last year. I'm basing it off of last year. Every year is different, but last year you guys were 30th against fantasy running backs, so you didn't give up many points to running backs. So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. But then let's see the next 5. We got Chubb, Jacobs, Henry, Stevenson, and Mixon. Chubb against Cincinnati, Jacobs against Denver, Henry against the Saints, Stevenson against Philadelphia, and Mixon against Cleveland. Which one of those 5 is most likely to be the one to jump into the top 5?
Probably Chubb.
I was about to say, I think Chubb.
Yep, Chubb. Go ahead.
I could see even Chubb being like top 3, honestly, on the week. I think he's very underrated this year. He has nobody behind him, and he's going to start getting some receiving work as well.
And
he's going to keep doing what he's doing, and he's going to get the receptions as well for PPR.
Yeah, and I don't like the other matchups really. If you look at them, Jacobs against Denver, Henry against the Saints, Stevenson against Philadelphia. Now Mixon going up against Cleveland, he could also definitely move up.
Mm-hmm.
But let's look. You guys can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who outside of this area, like these guys down here, Jones, Madison, Connor, Gibbs, ETN, Kenneth Walker. Which one of these guys is going to jump up into the top 10? Maybe not top 5, but
Jahmyr Gibbs. I like him. I like him tonight. I think he's going to have a good night. I need him to have a good night also, but that's unbiased, of course. But I think he's going to have a good night because even though, yes, the Chiefs are really good, they're definitely their weakness is their defense, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and especially since now they don't have Chris Jones right now. He's a huge part of that middle part of the defense.
Correct.
So they can probably bulldoze and get some rushing yards tonight because the Lions O-line is pretty good.
Yep.
They're very good.
And then my 2 guys to keep an eye on this week are ETN and Kenneth Walker. Just because of their matchups, ETN going up against Indianapolis, I think that could turn into a shootout where ETN might be able to get some late yards. And Kenneth Walker going up against the Rams, same thing. That could turn into a blowout. And Walker, now both these guys can get replaced in their lineups too. So, especially if it's blowouts, they're gonna try to save these guys a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But fantasy wide receivers here for week 1, top 5. We got Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, and Devontae Adams. Out of those 5, which one does not belong in the top 5 for week 1?
Devontae Adams. He has like a very tough matchup against the Broncos. Very tough. And plus Garoppolo, I don't think Garoppolo is going to be able to throw it to him a lot. I don't like Garoppolo in Las Vegas.
Ray Gamers here. We starting David Montgomery in standard over Jamal Williams, Christian Watson, and
Kirk. Christian Kirk.
Are we starting David Montgomery in? Ooh.
In my opinion, I'm starting Kirk out of the 4. I don't really want to
even over Williams. See, I like Williams the first week of the year.
Who's their matchup again against the
Tennessee?
Doesn't Tennessee have a good rushing defense, just a bad passing
Let me look here.
defense?
I think so. I believe their running defense is better.
Tennessee, Tennessee's run defense. Now, once again, based off of last year's stats, 31st. So they gave up. They were the second best team against fantasy running back. So
Yeah,
good call there.
yeah, for sure.
Montgomery is now. Let's see here. Where's Montgomery? Montgomery signed with Detroit, right?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Going up against Kansas City, and Kansas City without Jones tonight. And they were 17th against the run last year, so. And Watson, we don't know what we're going to get out of Love. So you like, Cam, you right off the bat, you said Kirk, but as we break it down here, it comes back to that as well.
It just he proved himself last year in this offense. Now they do have Ridley, but honestly, that could even help him because that's going to give him more.
Right, they're not going to be able to double team. He produced last year with double teams, and this year they're going to be one-on-one coverage.
Mm-hmm. I think he's earning that contract that he got that many people said he didn't earn at all. So I like Kirk as a start here.
But Ray, thanks for the question. Keep them coming, guys. Definitely the receivers. You went Devontae Adams in the top 5, won't make it, won't finish in the top 5. But then guys like St. Brown tonight could move into the top 5. Diggs against the Jets. I'm not sure. How about Olave against Tennessee? Tennessee gave up the most. Where Tennessee was good against the run, they gave up the most fantasy points to wide receivers last year.
I like either to replace Adams. I have either St. Brown or Olave for sure, because obviously St. Brown's matchup they gave up the 9th most, and then Olave with the number 1, obviously. Yeah, I really like Olave as a start this week, for sure.
Yeah. A guy I'm going to keep an eye on that's further down the list is definitely Calvin Ridley coming back from that suspension.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how he does against Indianapolis in week 1. Tampa Bay. It'll be interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on those guys, Evans and Godwin. One of those guys could probably get traded this year if Tampa Bay's out of it come November.
My guess is Mike Evans because this is a contract year, I'm pretty sure, or
It
having
is,
contract disputes right now. So
I think Evans is probably going to be gone. Either if not the trade deadline, then the offseason he's gone.
He's going to a contender for sure.
It's King Ahmed stopping by saying, do I start Pacheco or Dobbins at my flex PPR?
Dobbins. Great matchup against the Houston Texans or the Texans for sure.
No, I do like Pacheco, but when you're choosing between Pacheco and Dobbins, definitely week 1, I'm definitely going with Dobbins. Now Pacheco can catch the ball out of the backfield, but
that's more McKinnon thing to do as well because he's going to take a lot of it.
Right. But we still got questions coming in, so guys, keep them questions coming. We will definitely keep answering them up until kickoff.
I'm so excited. Are
you?
Yes.
For what?
This game, for fantasy, baby. I got players playing.
What game? There's football tonight?
Oh no.
Man, Cam, there's football tonight.
Yeah, I think there's the nearby JV high school JV teams playing. So
Hey, Rising Rhino's streaming it, so it wouldn't surprise me. He covers anything. He covers anything football.
I should ask him if he can cover my high school football team.
But this got a wrench thrown into it here. The tight ends with Kelsey being ruled out about an hour before we went live. So now I have Andrews at 1, Hawkinson at 2, Darren Waller at 3, Pitts at 4, and Higbee at 5. We had a question before about starting Higbee, and now this week, week 1, he's a top 5 tight end.
Well, look at his matchup. He's playing the number 1 team that allowed the most 2 tight ends last year.
Right. So, and Kittle, we'll have to keep an eye on him. He might not even play week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he hurt?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he is. So guys, out of those 5, Andrews, Hawkinson, Waller, Pitts, and Higbee, who won't make it, and out of Kittle, Goddard, Engram, and Njoku, and Juwan Johnson, who will make it, or is somebody out of the top 10 that you like more moving up?
Out of it?
Yeah, like let's see, Freiermuth, Schultz, Okonkwo, Cole Kmet.
Out of the top 5?
Yeah.
I'm going with Pitts. Because he's coming back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
He has a new quarterback that I don't think he hasn't played with him. So we don't know how that's going to turn out. It could be good. But out of the 5, I like Pitts out of that the most. And then to bring it in, I like Freiermuth as the top 5 potential this week. I know he's playing San Francisco, but I like Pickett and Freiermuth's connection together. I think.
And I don't have the number breakdown here, but I believe Freiermuth at like the last 4 weeks of the season last year was a top 5 tight end.
And that was during the Steelers' good stretch when they made it back to above 500.
Yep,
or around there. I can't remember. So
yeah, they finished right above 500.
So if he's playing good, the team's playing good.
Yep. So guys, here we go. Last year like 2 or 3 weeks into the year, we stopped talking about kickers because no matter what we said, but between Sean and I, we were wrong. If we said a kicker was going to have a great week, he'd be like 1 for 4 on field goal attempts. So, but look who I have number 1 this week.
Dicker the kicker.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Kason says he just posted his best video ever.
I'll have to check it out, Kason. I saw you posted it in the Discord. So I'll have to check it out.
So kickers and then defenses. Defenses is another one of those things that's on a weekly basis, depending on matchups. Like in our draft, I took the Chiefs in the draft, but Showtime is here. We'll get into the defenses here again in a second. But Showtime says torn between Gibbs or Madison in a PPR.
Ooh, I don't blame you. That is pretty tough.
Gibbs is a rookie.
I have Gibbs at 14.4 points this week. I have Madison at 14.6 projected points this week.
Wow, they're right next to each other.
Yep.
I'd maybe go Madison. I might go Madison, just like veteran type thing, but Jahmyr Gibbs, he is a good running back.
I like Gibbs more.
I agree. I agree with Gibbs. I like Gibbs a little bit more. I don't like the matchup for Madison week 1 against Tampa Bay's defense.
Tampa Bay has a great rushing defense.
Oh yeah, their defense is rushing defense.
Yep. Yeah. So Showtime, we go with Gibbs tonight. But thanks for the question. So guys, we are only about 10 minutes away from kickoff. Kason likes Madison, he says.
Only reason I said Madison in case like Devin White doesn't play or something along those lines.
That is true. Yeah.
So guys, we'll take a look here. We'll make our predictions. I did create a separate stream just to have the fantasy football segment separate from the game live stream. So we'll have to hop in over there. But Let's give. We don't need to have a score prediction. Just predict the winners. Thomas, let's start with you. Who's winning tonight's game?
Well, since I am a Michigander, I am going to say the Lions.
Thomas is going with the Lions. Cam, who are you going with tonight?
I love both these teams to win. I like both of them. I'm gonna go with the Lions too. I like the Lions here. I think they have a good matchup. I think their defense got a lot better. I think their defense can maybe hold it, especially with Kelsey out. That's huge.
Yep, and with Kelsey out is the reason why I am also going with the Lions tonight. I would have had the Chiefs winning a close game tonight, like 30-27, something like that. Now I think it'll be about 27-24 in favor of the Lions, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Kason says Chiefs 27-21.
So he's going close as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a stat on the stream. KC has won their last 8 week 1 matchups.
Wow.
Which is kind of scary, but streaks are meant to end, like the Baltimore Ravens preseason streak.
Preseason streak, exactly. Yeah. And Kason does point out that Chris Jones and Travis Kelce are out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and that's why I'm going Lions tonight. So
that's how important he is to that offense.
I'm going to end this stream real quick. Let's all hop into the other one. If you guys want to hang out, I will definitely put that other information in the Discord if you guys need it. If not, that's fine as well. But guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. I know we're all excited for week 1. Good luck to your fantasy teams, unless you're playing me, of course. And good luck to your NFL teams, unless you're playing my Jets, of course.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
All right.